Success factors in organizational adoption. The paper will be presented by Amit Bhandari Sahab, Sanjay Purohit, Pankaj Goyal, and the organization is Mind Excellence. Requested to please start the presentation.
Good afternoon, everyone. I am Sanjay Purohit, Mining Technology Head at Mine Excellence. And now I am feeling proud to announce that Mine Excellence is now a part of DigiCode, the initiative taken by Coal India in the program of, and we are implementing digitization in drill and blast, optimizing digitally enabled drill and blast optimization. So now today I am going to put some light on digitization in mining, ongoing optimization in drill and blast using digital technologies. So you cannot optimize an operation which you are not measuring. So measurement is a very important thing. This for next slide. It's not going, I think. Okay. So for optimizing any operation, we need to measure each and every step. Now the things come how to measure. So normally in the conventional practice, what we are doing, we are keeping all the records in pen and paper. So it's difficult to fetch the data, it's a time-taking process, not integrated, less visibility, it's a less accuracy, all these things are there. Now coming to the digital world, so now using digitization, it's the data-driven approach, so it's a higher accuracy, faster, convenient data fetching, integrated approach, better visibility, transparency, safer. Safer in the sense that many places where man cannot go safely, our digitally enabled, this remote machines are going successfully and doing the jobs. Faster analysis, predictions, KPI monitoring, increased ability to check indicators, use of algorithm to improve decision making by generating insights. Now we talk about the digitization in mining. So this enables us to track where we are today and where we are going. And it's a journey, so we need to move step by step. Unfortunately, in the mining industry, it's 30 to 40% less digitally matured compared to the other industry due to the lack of proper digital strategy. So we need a proper digital strategy. For the successful of digitization, there are three parts, just the commercial part. So it should be commercially beneficial to the organization. Whatever return on investment, appropriate value, they should get it. And technically strong enough, it can understand the entire operation and it should improve the efficiency. And culturally, it should be flexible, adaptable to the end users. So now if we talk about the challenges in our Indian mining situation, so इसमें हम लोग बात करेंगे जो प्रेजेंट ये हायर लेवल पे, तो जैसे मैनेजमेंट लेवल पे प्रोक्योरमेंट सिस्टम एंड दीज आर सर्टेन मैनी कंस्ट्रेंट्स आर देयर, बट वंस वी विल टॉक अबाउट ऑन द ग्राउंड, तो जो माइंडसेट है, माइंडसेट ऑफ द डिसीजन मेकर, so this digitization unfortunately it is not on the top priority, we can say. And now we will talk about the end user. There is a skill gap between the we need to demonstrate them properly. जहाँ पे भी जाते हैं काम तो हो ही रहा है हर जगह. अभी जो presently what we are facing the problem, CMD साहब से भी मिले थे तो उन्होंने यही कहा कि सिस्टम बहुत अच्छा है, एक्सपर्ट टीम है, बट ये जो गैप है, जब साइट पे अपन काम करते हैं तो हर एक जगह ये रेजिस्टेंस मिलेगा कि वॉट एवर प्रैक्टिस इज गोइंग ऑन, काम चल रहा है तो क्यों ये काम, ये जो डिजिटाइजेशन है ये क्यों इम्प्लीमेंट हो रहा है, तो हर जगह ये रेजिस्टेंस होता है. तो वी नीड टू फुलफिल दैट गैप, वी नीड टू डेमोस्ट्रेट हाउ दिस सिस्टम इज बेनिफिशियल टू देम. लास्ट टाइम में इतने एक्सपर्ट्स यहाँ पे हैं ब्लास्टिंग के, उन्होंने बहुत काम किया हुआ है, लेकिन अगर उनका काम अपन सर्च करने जाएं तो देखेंगे कि उसको 3-4 दिन लग जाएंगे कि कब लास्ट ईयर में उन्होंने किस तरह से ऑप्टिमाइज किया था. but using this digital platform immediately you can get all the data. तो जो भी नए users हैं उनको analysis करने में, optimize करने में, they will immediately get all the information and they can implement it. दूसरा point ये भी है कि जो decision अपन ले नहीं पाते site पे, what will be the outcomes based on this whatever changes we are implementing, the software is assisting them, helping them, supporting them, then they can take a wise decision. One more thing, I will just put some light on this government and regulatory bodies. जो भी reports DGMS की required है, statutory report, there are so many reports are there. If the government take a decision like that, the system, we are generating all the KPIs, all the reports according to the requirement, but abhi tak strictly DGMS require on the pen and paper only. So this is on a higher level, this decision has to be taken. So the reporting system, तो काम जो है end user का काम थोड़ा कम होएगा और report सारी digitized way में आएगी, transparency बढ़ेगी. That is a very important thing. I want to convey this message to all of you. So these are some key components of digital strategy. Return on investment, the proper efforts should require, we need to identify the proper people, the ecosystem, who are our drilling contractors also there, the exclusive suppliers are also there. We need to understand all of them, what are the constraints at the site. Then we need to finalize our system, what system we require that can give the benefit to us. Now we will talk about the digitized drill and blast platform. So as far as the currently what we are doing, we are just following the current patterns, whatever is there. No drill and blast design, new innovations are very less, and we are not considering the proper rock properties due to the many certain reasons. So we need to consider all of them. So in future what we can do, we can consider the geology of the rock, explosive properties, and the design should be based on all these factors. Then at the same time of design, if we can check our outcomes, and which outcomes, like that in the vibration, some cases the vibration is going beyond the limit, the nearby villages are there. So we can check how much vibration we can get, we can control them, we can improve the safety also. In case of the everything, fly rock, fragmentation, each and every aspects we can, the all outcome we can check while designing through our platforms. This you can see the drill and blast cost is very less compared to the overall mining cost. So we are not saying that we will reduce the drilling and blasting cost. We need to optimize this system because all the downstream operations are depend on how your blast is performing. So our main aim is to minimize the overall mining cost and optimize our drill and blast operation and control the environmental impacts due to the blasting. So this requires a combination of process, education, system and analysis. Like yesterday Pradhan sir also told and given a more emphasis on the training program. So more training programs should be there, and in our system also we are identifying what process we require, what appropriate system should be there, and proper education according to that we are providing. So the people are able to analyze properly and implement and move towards the optimization process. Now the future direction in the drill and blast. This is our slogan that every blast should be optimized. Before the blast, we need to design properly according to the particular rock, particular zone, what kind of rocks are there, what we are considering, all the parameter factors, and what explosive we are using. That is also important. There are so many constraints that whatever available explosive is there, you have to use that one. But we can consider that one, what properties are there. So based on that, we need to design our blast so we can get our full outcome. So now digitization in drill and blast, what we are doing in our software, we can design a blast considering all the rock properties, the explosive properties, and giving the predictions about the fragmentation, fly rock, ground vibration, air vibration, and after the blast, post-blast analysis are there. We can analyze the fragmentation also, and everything we can compare, and what output we require. That is the main thing, that when we can optimize, when we can analyze each and everything at one platform is available. You can check each and everything, what are my input and what outcome I got. So we can compare and we can move towards the optimization. So in this our software we are providing 3 modules: blades in that we can design a blast, and while designing, as I told, that we can predict the fragmentation, ground vibration, air vibration, and if any limit is going beyond the limit, then we can change certain parameter and we can get it within the limits. Then after the designing, the blast drilling operation can be monitored in the DRIMS software. After completion of the drilling, again we can generate the charging sheet through the blade software, and post blast record, all the blast records can be kept in blast information management system BIM software. So this is covering entire blasting life cycle. You can design, you can monitor, you can keep the record all at one place. This is a higher level integration. You can see we can design and directly we can export the coordinate of the hole to the drilling rig, and if the drilling rigs are capable of drilling with the accuracy, with a high precision navigator, it can drill without intervention of any measuring burden and spacing anything. Then we can monitor the whatever drilling information, all the information through the MWD data we can collect. We can design our charge according to the hardness of the rock, and after designing the charge, the directly charging sheet can be exported to the explosive truck, and truck can deliver the explosive exactly at the particular hole, whatever we have designed. And this I am feeling proud to announce that this system we have already implemented in South African coal mines. And one more thing, it's all online process from here. So this is the magic of digitization. From here we have implemented entire process in South African mine successfully. Some glimpses that we have started this digitization program at NCL and SECL mines. So now what we are doing, we are importing the drone files. Drone file, any survey file we can import, or now in present scenario we are also having a DGPS. So we can take all the coordinates of our face before the blast, and then we can generate, we can design a blast. We can design a blast in our software, generate the coordinate of each hole, and through the use of this rover, we can mark exactly the hole at their location. So the drilling accuracy we are improving. Otherwise, in the normal practice, normally they are using the tap, and some places if the tap is not available, by foot step also measurement is going on. So first of all, whatever we are designing according to the face profile, because the face is not like a straight face. So it is uneven face, we can take a coordinate, accordingly we can design, we can add additional holes, delete some hole, we can give some whatever adjustments are there, and then we can generate the coordinate, and coordinate can be exported to the DGPS, and through rover we can mark exactly at that spot, and we can drill it. So after drilling, we can take again the measurement, whatever deviation is there, that also we are showing the KPI that how much we are deviating from our design. This is a very good system. If we know that how much we have deviated, we can control over them, and the whatever deviation is there, accordingly also we can generate the charging sheet. Whatever variation, whatever changes we require, we can do it prior to the blast. Front row burden. This is the very important thing. It is the more responsible for the fly rock and for utilizing the proper explosive energy. Now, in the present practice, we are just identifying manually that how much is in the crest toe is there. The front on the top toe burden is how much. Then we are adjusting our hole. But in this system, by just clicking on your hole, you will get, you can see at the interval of 5 meters, you can get how much front burden is there. Accordingly, we can put the charge. In some places, the undercuts are there. So maybe the fly rock is the main cause of that one. We can avoid, we can put some decking, and at the bottom we can put some heavy charge, we can adjust our hole accordingly. We can put our minimum burden, maximum burden in the software, then software can auto adjust the burden also in the front row. So, time window. In case of the non-L connections, what we are thinking that each hole is blasting at a time, but whatever holes blasted within 8 milliseconds, the researchers are telling that it will generate the same vibration effect like they are blasting together. So this window, this time window clearly tells us that it is what is what. Here you can say the maximum 4 holes are blasting altogether within 8 milliseconds. So if we are more vibration cautious, any nearby villages are there, then we can check check at each spot, and we can change the delay, and we can reduce it to a single hole blasted within 1 meter. Delay sequence simulation, all can be, there are so many functions are there in the software, we can check it, but see when the shock phase follows, when the blasting started, we can check it. So there is no cutoff, we can identify easily. The time contour is showing that in which direction you want to move your muck. Very important for the ore dilution also, we can control in which direction free phase is available, where we need to move our muck. That all can be adjusted prior to the blast. That is the important thing. There are some case studies from Indian coal mines only, but now presently we are working here, so we are interested, we are working with your expertise team, and we will make a case study like that, where we can show the case studies of the local mines, that how much we can save. So these are some operational benefits. Beyond the operational benefits, there are we are improving the safety also. We are the environmental impact also we are controlling, and the cultural improvement are also there. So this I would like to thanks NCL, SCCL, Coal India, Accenture for awarding this contract to us, and we are implementing at this all 7 mines, and now we are committed to for the successful implementation of this program, and hopefully we will implement it in entire all Coal Indians mines. Thank you.
Thank you. Next speaker is topic is advanced technology in SLI to enabling safe working environment.
Hey, Bhartu sir,
Yes, sir.
as the topics are different, can you put a question answer immediately after the topic?
Okay, sir. So, any question related to this paper?
I have a question. You have shown that there is a front burden assessment. So, how the profile is been generated from your system?
And it can detect when we are designing on that bench, importing that file. So it knows the profile. Profile already we have imported, the drawn file we have imported. On that we are designing.
So you have a drone file from all 3D?
It can capture that one. The side also coming, toe also coming. The bench in the bench shape, everything it is coming. Can show you in the photo also.
Yeah, please do that.
Yeah. Slides is there. Slide. Can you put the slide again? So it will detect the collar coordinates when we are designing on that one, like the face is like that one, and it is generating the coordinate, and by clicking on that particular hole, it will calculate from top to bottom, everything it will calculate.
So you have to have the face profile to be included in the system.
Face profile we are capturing through the drone file. We are doing the work over here. We are importing the drone file. Then we are designing on that one.
So can it be possible for each blast?
Yes, sir, it is possible.
Because in every blast, there may be the different type of face profile.
Yes, that is the thing, that we need that file. On that one, we have to design that blast, and just by clicking, it will give at any interval, 0.5, 1 meter, whatever, in the section wise, it will give. So the main importance is we cannot measure by just analyzing this one on the top. Normal practices, we are going at the face, and we can just see, okay, this is the crest burden, the toe burden we cannot estimate properly.
And one more thing, the amount of charge in a particular borehole, if the toe burden is varying a lot,
yes, sir,
it has been managed manually, or the system will manage?
It is manually, sir. It is, we have to put it. But it will give you this one, exactly the burden at each spot. So accordingly, you have to charge.
Now, your system will help us to do this. Means they will predict something, and
so prediction is not such. We have to manual. It is giving the whatever exactly burden is there. Accordingly, we need to put the charging.
So that is always there is a human interface.
Yeah,
in
yeah,
between.
yes, sir, yes, sir. It is a journey, so step by step we will move. That's now it is a semi-digitization process, we can say. Like we was discussing with one of your expert at mines that the drilling rigs should be also capable of drilling according to the whatever coordinate we are providing. Now what we are doing, we are with the help of the rover, we are giving the marking. But in the next phase, we can put some high precision navigator in the drilling rigs. Then the drill rig can automatically go at the spot and start drilling.
And one more thing, if you have a borehole point on the bench surface, you assume that the borehole is vertical.
Yes, sir.
If it is deviated somewhere for
Yes,
a higher, longer, is higher branches, it may be such also. So you have some system to detect that.
So deviation we need to capture, and we have in our system we can record that one, and we can see the simulation of that deviation. That's all we are having. We cannot measure the deviation, but the other tool which measuring we can integrate, it will directly take that measurement.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you. So,
I joined a bit late, but what I could understand by communication with Mr. Purohit and DTO Sahab, drone survey vis-a-vis laser profiling of the bench. We need to understand two things. So, drone survey is a basically advanced status, what we used to do by laser profiling. One thing probably missing in default blasting, if you go for blasting 40 meter plus of bench, then inclined drilling is one of the solutions. So you have to protect the high wall first, then going for any mitigative measure post. So that is much requirement at the time. Placing drill for inclined drilling is a challenge in the field, unless until it is guided in all three directions, then it is very difficult for anybody to implement in the field. So probably your software, whether it is capturing this aspect or not, to be seen through. And NCL is such a place where if not today, tomorrow Daglan has to deliver more, and this basically intends for going for higher benches. So please keep it in mind. If it is captured, absolutely fine. Not, then think over it. My suggestion.
Yes, sir. We will take your point, noted your point, and update. Thank you, sir.
Sir, I have one point to say. When you are profiling this top of the RLs are determined by your survey from GPS. But floor during drilling, if we keep the depth of the hole same throughout, due to unevenness at the top, this continues to the bottom of the floor also. Suppose we are creating top bench of a drag line by removing upper bench. So if we are drilling at 18 meters hole, every hole length is 18 meter. Naturally, if upper surface is uneven, lower surface will always be uneven, and undulation will be there for placing. That will create a difficulty in placing of shovels. What we want in this configuration is that when you put top RLs on the line, you are taking top RLs from the survey. Similarly, if you can create the bottom bench, the profile with certain degree of drainage pattern or seam inclination, so bottom bench profile should be there, and the difference of the two RLs should be taken for each boreholes. That will give up accuracy in the drilling of each boreholes.
Yes, sir. So first I will clarify that presently what we are doing, we are taking only the collar Z level. So the bottom level we have to give. It will be a horizontal only, that level, and the difference, whatever variation in the face, that it will give each hole different depth according to the collar coordinate. But as you are saying that the bottom also, if the inclined, the seam is inclined, there is no option in this one now. Presently we have noted your point. But on the top one,
Whatever unevenness is there, it will capture and giving a depth accordingly. Not a fixed depth of like 18-meter bench is there, somewhere 18, 19, 20 or whatever it is coming according to the face level, it will give. Thank you.
So I think we should move on to next topic. The next topic is advanced technology in SLI to enabling safe working environment by Mr. Nitin Purohit, and the organization is Mr. Klug Avalon Mechatronics Private Limited. Please keep in mind that time is limited to 6 minutes.
Okay. Can I have the remote, please? Yeah, first thing, I am thankful to the organization that who has allowed us to make some presentation. See, yeah, so, yeah, please, next, please. Hello. Can I have the next slide, please? Yeah, so I am Nitin Purohit from Klug Avalon Mechatronics Private Limited. This company was incorporated way back in 2000. Next slide, please. Yeah, next. So, we are working on safety aspects because all these mines, we have been using different kind of equipments. Okay. Yeah, so we are using different kind of metal handling equipments like cranes. So so please next slide. I will go fast because I will see just the first thing that we ask ourselves, that are our cranes safe? First thing, this is a question. Yes, cranes are safe, but when? Only when being operated as per the parameters recommended by the crane manufacturer. So crane manufacturers gives you a load chart which crane has to be operated in certain parameters, which is the angle, radius, boom length, the inclination at which the crane is standing. So all these parameters, when it is followed as per the load chart and provided by the this manufacturer, then only crane is safe. Then next slide, can this be judged by an operator? The answer is no, because an operator cannot judge that what is the radius, what is the actual load he is lifting, what is the safe load it can lift at that radius, at what angle he is lifting. So all these parameters he is not able to judge by himself. So what is the solution? The solution is, and this incorrect judgment can lead to the loss of human life, damage to the crane and damage to the material also. And when he is in a judgmental, he is not in a judgmental position, so even his efficiency and his productivity also goes down, because he is judging everything by himself. Probably those details are not with him. So that is what we are providing the solutions. As a crane operation depends on operator's judgment, which may or may not be in line with the parameter decided by the crane manufacturer. So what is the solution? So that's why we are having various sensors, and the display will be mounted inside the cabin of the operator, so where he can see all the parameters given by the crane manufacturer, such as the boom length, the radius at which he is lifting the load, the boom angle, at what angle he is lifting the load, and what exact load he is lifting, and what is the safe permissible load he can lift at that radius. So all those data, it will be displayed on the display, and operator is very confident while he is operating the cranes or any kind of lifting equipments. So this is basically, it will enable him for having a very, very safe operation as designed and described by the crane manufacturer. We are working on various other solutions also for excavators, front end loaders and onboard weighing, but it is under process. Maybe in 6 months or 1 year we are having all those things that will be able to offer to all our customers. This is our factory. The various sensors what we are, and one thing I would like to inform you, all these sensors are developed, designed and manufactured by us only in-house. So I am just giving a
with all different sensors what we are manufacturing. This is used for different kind of application. This is a load and this length and angle sensor. Wind speed sensors, because many of the tall long boom where the wind conditions matters, so we are giving this wind speed sensors also. Wind speed sensors, limit switch. This is a HMI display what we are giving, as I have already shown you. This is the big display what we are giving for EOT cranes. Right now what we are talking about is mobile cranes mounted on a tire or on a crawler. But we can offer you a solution for EOT cranes, gantry cranes, and for forklifts also. For such cranes we are using these big displays which will enable operator or anybody who is operating the crane to see the exact load what he is lifting and it is in the permissible limits or not. And when the overload condition simulates, so it will have a automatic cutoff system also, so that overloading is avoided. So these are the various cranes what we are I am showing. This is a pick and carry crane, mostly popular and used in our Coal India and all places. So these are the truck mounted crane, or we call it a truck crane or telescopic cranes. So we have various solutions available for this. We are offering on the OEM supplies also, as well as we are into retrofit business also. Because many of these old cranes are fitted with imported systems. We can replace with this indigenous system, and which is a very cost effective, and a life of even 8 to 10 years we can support you without problem. Crawler cranes, this is a tower crane. Forklifts we can give you. These are EOT what I talked about. We have shown the gantry crane, but this can be used for EOT cranes also. This is a EOT crane. And then we have somebody just now spoke about IoT and all. So we have some systems wherein you can get all the data on your mobile. So we have those kind of system also we have developed. You can see the data yourself on the mobile, and you can put it on the cloud and all those things. So you have the accessibility to data also. So all these things, and thank you. This is what I think I have finished in 6 minutes. Thank you very much. Yeah.
Thank you, Mr. Purohit. Any question related to this topic? So no question. So we'll move on to next topic. Heavy earth moving equipment and spares supply management by Pradeep Lanka, Sujit Upadhyay, Somnath Misra. Mr. Somnath Misra will present his presentation.
Good afternoon to all dignitaries on the dais and off the dais. So first of all, I would like to thank you for providing this opportunity to present here. L&T has 17 major verticals. We are the first one. We are the first one which has completed already 75 years this year, and we are L&T CMB, construction and mining business. What we are doing distribution of Komatsu machines, Scania, L&T and Sandvik. Manufacturing, we are manufacturing several construction equipments like pneumatic tire rollers, skid steer loader and asphalt pavers. Manufacturing, we do the manufacturing at KBL, Kansbal, where we do manufacturing of the sand plants, surface miner and other. We do have our R&D, which is known as L&T PDC. They are also working under CMB. We are offering Komatsu machines to NCL. We are procuring these machines from the global. We are procuring it from the major locations from Germany, America and Japan. This is our comprehensive range for the Komatsu equipment we are selling in India. This is our presence at NCL. Association with you, 21 units we are having. At Jain project, 12 units we are having Nigahi and so on. Recently we are commissioning 9 equipments for the NCL. This is our overall performance for the machines, total 14 machines 14 exhibitors we are having, which average availability of 92%. And one of these machines has crossed 65,690. That is a benchmark for India. And 26 dozers operating in NCL, and 58 dump trucks are operating in NCL, which are having a highest SMR is 40,642 with the average availability of 93%. This is the inauguration ceremony at Amlori project. We have recently done it. This is Dudi Chua. And this is the machine which was supplied first in NCL, which has crossed 65,000, which is a benchmark for us, and we would like to thank you, especially for NCL Gorbi and NCL for providing this opportunity and taking care of our machines. Recently, we have handed over the 23 dump trucks and 2 PC2000 in last financial years. Recently, now we are manufacturing commissioning 3 PC2000 at various projects. What facilities our machines are having? Onboard monitoring. If any faults arrived in our machines, a engineer can go and do the monitoring on the screen. That is called onboard monitoring. Comtrax Plus, we are having remote monitoring also. This is vehicle health monitoring. We can take the data and we can download and analyze automatically. We are having a Komatsu oil wear analysis, regular basis we are doing on the machines. Real days for the operational improvement. This is for our mining tool. This is for mining operation tool. Komatsu undercarriage maintenance we do on the regular basis to predict the life of the undercarriage to avoid the delay in part supply. This is the sample for the equipment care which we are doing, which we are getting from the VHMS. Methodology for the best part of availability, we did a contract with the EU that is called MDA. For that, we have reduced the time for supply of the parts and procurement process also. Various service contract options are available with like MARC, FMC, AMCs, parts contract, rate contracts, and depot agreements. Various Komatsu tools, which is very helpful for the maintaining the Komatsu machine, which is VHMS, KOVA, KOC, PM Clinic, which we perform on regular basis on our machines. Reduction in high inventory, as we are having MDA contract, so it is very easy to plan the parts, so it reduces the inventory of NCL. Need-based planning, as we are having our big size service crew who are monitoring our machines, and they are planning and preparing the machine in advance to reduce the downtime of the equipment. Benefits of OEM based annual maintenance, as we are running with some contracts at NCL Gorbi, NCL Jayant, and some for NCL Bina also, where we are providing some annual maintenance contract. For that, which kind of benefits customer get? 24/7 service they get from our side. In time parts planning, indenting, tendering, ordering, MDA, rates contract, all done. Deputation of model wise product specialist. We do have a product specialist for the each machines who are very concerned about the machines. Model depot agreements with OEM for the faster parts procurement, annual maintenance, contract with the OEMs. Doorstep availability of the OEM depot, as we are having our depot very near in Badan, very near to NCL at Badan, from where we are supplying the parts in a very lesser time. We do have some advanced technology that is vehicle health monitoring system, software, Komatsu oil wear analysis, Komatsu undercarriage life expectancy mapping, tire pressure monitoring system, TPM system, rear view cameras, proximity sensors, anti-collision system, auto fire suspension, auto greasing to all critical areas, automatic payload monitoring system, conversion kit of the, here we do, I want to mention the two things that we are having a rock body conversion to coal body of the dumper for better utilization, improvement of productivity of machines. Second one is biodiesel conversion kit for the environment friendly low carbon emission system, which is recently introduced. Conversion of good condition surveyed of dump trucks into a water tanker with Komatsu water tanker kits, which can be very much helpful for customers. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Mr. Somnath. Any question? I have a question from you, Mr. Somnath. You said that the
Yes, sir.
equipments are being maintained nicely as far as Komatsu equipment is concerned. The one concern which it is true that the Komatsu equipments are very good and performing very well. But the only problem which we are facing with Dozer, that after 4th or 5th years of operation, its availability comes down drastically. So have you ever analyzed what is the reason for that drastic downfall of availability?
We are working on it. Surely we will produce the reason why it is getting down, sir. Thank you.
मेरा भी एक क्वेश्चन है आपसे, जैसे हम लोग का जो स्पेयर पार्ट्स मैनेजमेंट के बारे में है, आप हमको गारंटीड लाइफ तो देते हैं, लेकिन लाइफ के बारे में कुछ जानकारी नहीं रहती है हम लोग को. उसकी वजह से या तो हमारे पास शॉर्टेज हो जाती है या फिर एक्सेस परचेज हो जाता है. हमको अगर आप मेजर असेंबलीज और इसका की लाइफ एक हमको बताया जाए कि कितने दिन में उसको हमको रिप्लेस करना है.
सर एक्सपेक्टेड लाइफ टाइम जो मेजर असेंबली का हम लोग देते हैं शुरुआत में ही, जो हम लोग मशीन बेचते हैं. लेकिन सर क्या है कि सर जो मशीन हमारी कोमात्सु मशीन्स है वो कोल में आपके यहाँ चल रही है फर्स्ट टाइम और इंडियन इन्वायरमेंट में चल रही है, जो कि कई बार ऐसा होता है एक्सपेक्टेशन से ज़्यादा लाइफ दे देती है सर. तो भी प्रेडिक्ट करना मुश्किल है, लेकिन फिर फ्यूचर में हम लोग जरूर करेंगे इसको सर.
तब भी कुछ एक्सपेक्टेड मेजर असेंबलीज का आप बताते हैं, लेकिन हमारे पास तो इतना स्पेयर्स है. आपका जब आप स्पेयर पार्ट डिज़ाइन करते होंगे कुछ माइंड में रखते होंगे ना कि इसका लाइफ कितना होगा?
सर हम ग्लोबल स्टैंडर्ड पे डिज़ाइन करते हैं, लेकिन इंडिया में कंडीशंस अलग हैं, लेकिन फिर भी हमारी जो पार्ट्स की लाइफ है वो एक्सपेक्टेड लाइफ से ज़्यादा आ रही है सर
इंडिया में.
यस सर.
लेकिन अगर आप हम लोग से शेयर करेंगे तो हम लोग को इन्वेंट्री
बिल्कुल
मैनेजमेंट में
सर, बिल्कुल सर.
help
क्योंकि सर
मिलेगी.
जैसे अभी मैंने शो किया 65,000 मशीन चल गई, ये आप फर्स्ट वन है जो NCL में इतना चला है सर. तो दैट इज़ अ बेंचमार्क फॉर अस.
ठीक, थैंक यू.
थैंक्स.
एक और चीज़ आपने मेंशन किया है इसमें, कन्वर्सन किट आप लोगों ने शायद डेवलप किया है क्या अभी कभी
Yes,
अभी
sir.
तक,
Yes, sir.
जो रॉक बॉडी को कोल बॉडी में कन्वर्ट कर सके?
यस सर.
इसका ऑफर जमा करें अगर आप लोगों ने ऐसा किया है तो.
बिल्कुल सर.
Bhartendu Sahab, if you allow me, I'll ask one question. So from L&T, I was seeing your presentation,
Yes, sir.
and I could see a lot of sensors mounted on your machines to monitor every aspect.
Yes sir.
So when you have so much of data, why can't you predict the failure of most of the component?
Sir, we do that.
When you do that, then why don't you? Because one of the benefits that we passed on to NCL, you keep all the spares, monitor all those data, do the predictive analysis, and keep a space with you.
Yes sir, we are
So
keeping
it's a mutually beneficial in the sense that the holding cost of NCL will reduce and you will get the better business, a trustworthy business. So nowadays it's possible. So
Yes, sir.
just having an AMC building a lot of cost on that. So it's simple data analytics, which is not a big deal nowadays. If you give me the job to IIC, ISM, I can engage my BTech students and do all the data analytics related to the failures.
Definitely sir.
I'm sure you can do this.
Yes sir, we can do.
So,
But we are doing also sir.
so please consider that, like
Yes.
how to reduce the inventory cost, mutually beneficial to two as well as the NCL.
Okay sir, will do.
Next topic is fault diagnosis of dragline system using artificial intelligence. It is, and the firm is GIET.
Good afternoon to all of you. Today we have to discuss about in the fault diagnosis of drag line using artificial intelligence tool by making the causal relationship between the various sequencing of occurrence of failure, like in the cause, symptom, fault, then after converting to the failure. So we have to make in the causal relationship that given the probability of occurrence of fault based upon the observed evidences. So first we have to talk about in the India, everyone know about in this one, about in the 93 to 95% of the coal extractions is done by the Opencast mining, and dragline is the heavy costly equipment, and this one is the cheapest machinery to extract the minerals, and that can save in the 40% of the cost as compared to the dumper shovel combinations. And once of the case study done, they have to be reported that the total maintenance cost of the dragline is approximately 40 to 50% of the total operating cost of the dragline, and it's to be counted that in the hourly loss of the dragline is approximately 2 lakhs. So therefore we required to predict the occurrence of fault and failure of the dragline to minimize the downtimes and overall maintenance of the dragline. So in this picture we have to discuss about in the various stage of the occurrence of fault. In the this first represent in the normal conditions, the performance of the system is going to be good, but any abnormal conditions is occur, like in the root cause. Root cause mainly two types: internal root cause and external root cause. Internal root cause means that is the degradations of the component with respect to time, and external root cause means any another cause occur within the system that can reduce the performance. 8.2 we have to observe the initial symptoms with the help of sensor or visual inspections, and when we have to take in the maintenance, they can be come back into the normal performance, otherwise they convert into the fault zone. Fault means at least one characteristic property of the system is not going to perform in the well or acceptable limit. If we take in the maintenance sections 8.3, the system again come back into the normal positions, otherwise going into the major failure. And failure means system can be permanent damaged. And when after that system going to be breakdown means that can also affect in the another component which are connected in series. So now we have to discuss, everyone discuss about in the industrial revaluations 4.0 and everything. So we have to discuss about in the maintenance, why we are not discuss about in the maintenance policy 4.0. This one is the present requirement for the every industry to make the equipment is well and provide in the fast maintenance policy, that in the used in the artificial intelligence tool that can develop in the automated system, developing the self-learning system that can predict the fault, diagnose the fault, and trigger the maintenance actions in real time. The maintenance policy 4.0 include in the view in the source of data, way to connect, way to analyze, way to recombine the actions of maintenance that can improve the reliability of the equipment. This one is the methodology that we have to follow that. First we have to convert into, first we have to collect the data from the various sources, like in the maintenance worksheet data, continuous monitoring data from the sensor feedback, and alarm history, visual inspections. In this types of the data, first we have to collect that. Then after we have to be pre-process the data, means we have to be cleaning the data, removal of the outlier, miss data treatment, and then it's convert into the valuable informations and categorize into the data into the binary form. Then after developing the conditional probability table by using the Bayesian network model. Bayesian network model represent in the probabilistic relationship between the various nodes of the model. Then after we have to, when in the real time condition, when we have to observe in the any evidence that can directly feed into the network. After that we have to do in the three different types of the analysis: conflict analysis, sensitivity analysis, and fault type identifications. In the conflict analysis, when the more than two evidence observed at a time, then we have to identify each evidence are supporting to that particular part or conflicting to each other. In the fault identifications, we have to develop the reasoning to categorize the fault, like in the degradations fault or catastrophic fault, and sensitivity analysis is used to identify the most responsible parameter that affect the that are most responsible for the occurrence of the fault. Then after we have to develop in the decision support system, and after that we have to take a decision for the we can continue to operate the drag lines or discontinue the operations and take the condition based maintenance actions. Because of the drag line having the very complicated system, one root cause can affect in the various occur in the various symptoms and various types of the fault, and one fault having the various types of the symptoms and various types of the root cause. So in these types of the phenomena, we have to be modeled by using the Bayesian network model. And Bayesian network model mostly consists of the two components: a structure of the network and network parameter. A structure represent in the node represent in the this one represent in direct cyclic graph, a node represent in the variable, and directional arrow represent in the relationship between the variable, and network parameter is showing the prior probability of the node and their conditional and posterior probability of the parameters. So this one is the reasoning used to categorize the fault, for example catastrophic fault and degradation fault. Based upon the observed evidence, we have to be categorized by using their prior probability, likelihood of the occurrence of fault, and posterior probability. This one is the ones of the case study. We have to collect the data from the 3 drag line. We have to observe that most of the down times occur in the drag line mainly due to the failure of the drag system, that is the 49%. So we have to develop in the model for the drag system. So this one is the first row represent in the fault node, second represent in the symptoms node, and last one represent in the cause node. When any types of the fault occur in the system, we have to do for the fault inference. So this one is the reasoning to identify the fault. We have to develop the reasoning based upon the trial and error method. We have to be given the sum of the random value. Based upon that, in the real observations that are valid or not, based upon that, we have to decide the threshold limit of the that can describe the degree of detections of fault, like in the alpha, beta, and sigma. So after that, we have to validate the model, and one of the case we have to observe that once of the symptoms we have to be identified. Based upon that, we have to make a reasoning, and after that we have to decide conclude that the ones of the fault occur in the bearing having the degraded fault, and we have to suggest the maintenance actions that can be taken into their PF interval, potential to failure interval of the component. And the conflict value is negative conflict value indicate the model is valid and the observed evidence is not conflicting to each other. And then after doing the sensitivity analysis, we have to be by using the sensitivity analysis, we have to fulfill in the 3 different objectives and identify the most critical parameter that can affect the occurrence of fault. This one is the objective that we have to be identified based upon that. And after that, we have to validate the model using the data set. Once of the data set used to develop the model, and another data set in used to validate the model. The percentage of accuracy of the developed model is 92%, and the error is identified from the 9.02%. So this one is the conclusion. Based upon the fault type categorizations, we have to predict the fault either in the catastrophic fault or degraded fault. Based upon that, we have to take in the maintenance actions, and sensitivity analysis can be used to identify the most important parameter that are responsible for the occurrence of fault. And after identifying the fault, we have to develop in the decision support system that can be decide to either continue to operate the drag line or discontinue the operations. And based upon the fault type, we have to suggest the maintenance actions like in the urgent maintenance are required, or maintenance can be done by during the scheduled inspections interval, and that can give in the ones of the flow sheet that can be giving the suggestions to the that can also help as a guiding tool for the maintenance engineer and giving the proper sequencing to check in the root cause of the system. And further, we have to develop in the dynamic Bayesian network that can give in the more accurate result as compared to the Bayesian network model. This one is my publications, and this one is reference. Thank you.
Shukriya. Any question? No, thanks. All the 4 presenters have presented their paper, and I request all of you to please take your seat. The next group will come now.
Thank you very much. The next 4 presentation will be, the first one is Thermol D, multifunctional combustion catalyst for diesel, developed in collaboration with IIT Bombay, will be presented by the Abhitech Energy Con Limited. You are requested to kindly come on dais and join us. The next one will be the cost-effective alternatives for innovative real-time slope measurement, will be presented by the organization Hawk Measurement System. You are also requested to come on dais. The next will be presented by the EWAC organization. The presenter is requested to kindly come on dais. And the next one will be Epiroc paper, digital initiative by the organization Epiroc. You are also requested to kindly come on dais and join us for the further proceedings of this session. All 4 presenters are requested to kindly come and join us, please. Abhitech Energy Con Limited, Hawk Measurement System, EWAC, Epiroc organization. Wait, sir. Just.
Wait a minute.
Wait a minute.
Please come this side. Please come this side.
Now I'll hand over the mic to the chairman of the session. Over to you, sir.
Thermol D, a multifunctional combustion catalyst for diesel developed in collaboration with IIT Bombay. Mr. Subodh Rawat and Mr. Subhajit Mukherjee. Requested to please present.
Good afternoon, everybody. So today we are going to present a case study and real world application with a combustion catalyst which helps in conservation of diesel by all the applications where diesel is being used. The product, as we have mentioned, is developed in association with IIT Bombay, and the product is fully organic. It doesn't contain any harmful element given to the metallic components of engines or to the environmental system as such. The product basically, as we are saying, it helps in diesel conservation. By that we are also able to reduce the carbon emissions. That's why we call it as a greener product. So these are the features of the product. The product is totally organic and a very small quantity is required of this product. 1 liter is good enough for 2000 liters of diesel, which is hardly 0.5%, and the product can be used in different applications. These are the various sizes of packing where the product is available. Different applications, anywhere where diesel engine is used as a prime mover, the product can be used in different applications. So this is just a small model of the working principle of the product. The product basically is a combustion improver, and it helps in or by modifying the diesel molecules in the combustion chamber, and thereby giving more heat energy or more energy can be produced from the same amount, which helps in reduction in the consumption of the diesel asset. So these are the benefits of the product. Diesel saving by about 5 to 7% depending upon the application. reduction in maintenance cost because it helps in reducing the wear and tear of the engine components, reduction in smoke and hydrocarbon emissions, which again helps in protection of the environment, then improved equipment life, and this also helps in giving more lubricity component to the engine and the fuel pump. So these are the how the product can be added. It can be directly added into the underground fuel tank, or it can be added into the individual fuel machine source. So this is how normally the product diesel saving potential is measured, by way of measuring the liters per hour consumption of the equipment or liters per ton of the carried material as such. These are some of the OEM certificates. From BML, the product has been tested at NCL. Then from Kirloskar Oil Engines, from Wärtsilä, Finland. HPCL, we have tested it for settle improvement. The product has got a component which helps in improving the settle number by about 1 to 2 units. Then some analysis we have done to show that the benefits and the improvement in the physiochemical properties of the diesel in Germany SGS laboratory. Then this is one prestigious journal called Elsevier, where students from the VIT institutes, they have conducted some experiments with our product in a diesel engine, and it has been published in that journal about 2 years back. So these are some of the Coal India subsidiaries which are already using our product, and some of the case studies we will be seeing today. So these different fuel saving or diesel saving during the control trials what we have been able to achieve at various places. This is from MCL Mahadani Coalfields. They are using the product continuously for last 3 years. So this is Samleshwari mine, Lakhanpur mines, different equipments have been tested, and there the fuel saving has been achieved as such. This is from various equipments which have been using here last 2-3 years, as I said, all the mines they are using the product. These are the reports during the control testing. This is from Bharat BCCL, another subsidiary of NCL. Diesel saving with various equipments. This is from WCL, Western Coalfields Limited. Various mines we have conducted these trials. This is from Umred side, about 5% diesel saving in controlled equipment. From SECL. This is from Manikpur side. Diesel saving about 7% over here. Northern Coalfields. We have recently concluded these 2 trials over here in Jain mine and Jingurda mine. So Jain mine, in 2 equipments we have been able to show a diesel saving of about 7.5%, and in Jingurda about 6.2%. So the cost of the product, how much the product cost, at the current cost of say about 100 rupees of diesel, our product cost is about 2000 rupees. So 1% is the extra cost or the increase in the diesel price, and even if you consider say about 5% diesel saving, we are able to ensure about 400% return on investment as such. So this is in short, if for about 10,000 kiloliters of diesel consumption, with the current price of the product and the diesel, we are able to show almost about 4 crores of diesel saving on a monthly basis. So the product is also available on the GEM portal for government procurement, and many of the government companies are procuring the product through the GEM portal. So these are some of the companies which are getting the product through the GEM portal, so don't have to sort of go in for a regular sort of a procedure of going for tenders and other things. So it's a very easy or simple process to procure the product. So these are some of the other private company, mining companies mainly, where the product is used, both private and public sector companies. This is from Nalco Damanjodi. In their bauxiting mining, they are using the product in various equipments. This is from Jindal Steel. They are also using the product in their locomotives for a long time.
It is all case studies, so
Yeah.
please move
Sure,
on.
sure. Just go through this. So these are the list of the customers who are using the product for a long time, different kind of equipments, heavy machinery equipments, and different savings also are being given. And then along with the product, we also give our 24/7 service. So this was a short detail of the product.
Okay, thank you. So the next paper is cost-effective alternatives for innovative real-time slope measurement. Hawk measurement system, presented by Mr. Subhendu Rai.
Yeah, good afternoon, everybody. I'm Shubhendu from Hawk Measurements, Australia. Because we are from Australia, the products that we do are mostly for mining. So the paper talks about more or less what we can achieve using this new technology that we are proposing. I will be trying to show you something that how we do it using the product. So we are based out of Melbourne, having global offices and representations. Protarian is the name of the product that we will be talking about today, and we will be using a telecom fiber basically that is being very popular in the market for sensing or doing the slope stability analysis or slope monitoring for that matter. What we do is we pulse a controlled laser light inside the fiber, and the fiber has a property that when a light travels through it, it reflects some of the lights back to the source. We are basically looking at this backscattered light, picking that up, doing an analysis, and based on the analysis and Brillouin and Raman scattering principle, we are able to identify the growth in the strain of the ground where we are deploying the fiber. This gives you some idea that there is a shift, and the shift is directly proportional to the strain that is developing in that area. Practically what we are doing is we deploy the fiber on the benches based on the data that we collect from your field, put it in a geoslope software that we have, which does the analysis and gives us the failure line. Based on the failure line, we decide the installation of the fiber on the field. And once the fiber is installed and the baseline is generated, we tell the system that consider this to be your baseline or zero line. And the system starts monitoring that mines or that ground from that level and looks for a rise in the strain as and when happens, stamps it with the time, stamps it with the geo or the GPS coordinates for that matter. These are some of the factors that affects the slope stability. I don't want to talk about that because you guys are the masters for these. So I will just skip. This is what we do, and we will see how we do it. We are basically acquiring data from the field, doing a processing, trying to figure out what's happening where, validating that, and publishing a report. This is a general diagram of the slope that basically is being maintained or is followed globally, and you have multiple of these one above the other. And normally this is the failure line that happens. We just for the ease of understanding, I have taken only one slope or one bench to explain, but you will be having multiple benches, and when you add up these vectors, it gives you the actual failure line, which looks somewhat like this. These are again types of failures. No need to explain. Let's skip this. Some explanation how it looks for people like me who don't understand this well. And this is what actually happens. If we can play this, can we play this? Okay. This is the failure line that the system generates. Once we give the data to the system, basically the ground type, approx, the rainfall, the type of condition of the soil, the bench dimensions, etc. When we feed that, it will generate a failure line like this, and we can see that on the bottom of the slope is where most of the strain gets accumulated. And the failure line basically originates most of the times from the bottom, propagates to the top, takes everything down. These are some of the movements that, okay, it comes out. This will be the failure. When the failure happens, this is how it will look actually. This is something which the system comes out with, that these are the locations or the benches where you need to put the fiber in, so that you are close to the failure line and you are monitoring everything. So what we do is we drill a hole of around 5 meters, put the fiber in, bring it back, go around 50 meters or 100 meters, then again drill, put the fiber in, and continues with the number of benches that the software basically gives us indication for. And it's all around across the mines. So you will be seeing these dots more. This is just one bench that I have shown, but these will be a jumble. It will be like a matrix. What we are trying to do here is now to pick up the growth in the strain. So as and when there is a possibility of a ground or a mass of the ground coming down, the strain in that zone will increase. And we are pinpointing from where to where the strain is increasing. So we are not telling you that there is a possibility. We are telling you that this zone is going to come down. And normally the product that is being used, because it's being recommended on one of the documents which says SSR, and it's the radar that people use. Radar is what the radar which is available in the market, one of the best possibly, is basically a Doppler radar. It's not the product, it's the principle which has the limitation. Doppler means it looks for a movement. Unless you have a movement, it will not see. We are trying to tell you before the movement happens. And this before is much before. So you have months before actually something moves. So based on the place where you see the maximum strain, which is basically on the 6th drill hole, is the maximum which is seeing, that means that is the epicenter of the slope collapse. And from where it starts, or S1, where what I'm trying to show is the minimum. So this zone on the left, the similar zone on the right will be the zone that is presumably coming down. This is some of the tests that we did, and you can see that the fiber optic based system, the signal to noise ratio is 617. This is the drill. This is how a 3-inch hole. This is a trial that we did at Adani, and these are the holes on the bench. This is how it looks after it's been installed. You can't find where the fiber is. This was the control room, and what we did was we used the instrument, two buckets taken off, and we asked the equipment to push the ground so that it basically generates a strain. And when it started pushing the ground or the bench, you can see the strain started picking up. And this is how the system looks. This is the raw data that we are seeing, and you can see the start and the end of the strain that is being developed. We are giving you this location. And this is the GUI that you will be seeing with the red pins which says that there is a high strain in the area, which gives you the region also. A quick review of the methodology. This is the instrument that gets connected to the field fiber. I'm done. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Suvendu. Next is from UAC, Mr. Kaushik. Just a moment, just a moment. Mic don't.
हेलो सर, कल मैंने आपका स्टॉल विजिट किया था और मेरे माइंड में जो सवाल है, ये जो मॉडल फाइबर को नीचे हम डाल करके और उसके रिफ्रैक्शन, जो लाइट के रिफ्रैक्शंस को चेंजेस जो हो रहा है, चेंज ऑफ रिफ्रैक्शंस को देख करके हम जो मॉडल डेवलप कर रहे हैं, इसमें ये मॉडल का जो रिलायबिलिटी है, अभी जैसे आपने अदानी का एक केस दिखाया हम लोगों को, ये हाउ मच रिलायबिलिटीज, मतलब एनी रिजल्ट वी हैव?
इसका सबसे अच्छा आंसर मैं ऐसा देना चाहूँगा कि इन ऑस्ट्रेलिया देयर इज़ अ यूनिवर्सिटी कॉल्ड स्विनबर्न. हमारा उनके साथ टाइप है और पूरा जो स्टडी है वो उनके साथ हुआ है इन ऑस्ट्रेलिया. इंडिया में BHU, IIT BHU जो है, उनके साथ हमने मिलके ये स्टडी किया हुआ है. अभी जो टेस्ट और जो रिजल्ट्स हमारे पास अवेलेबल हैं, वी आर एक्यूरेट टू अराउंड मतलब 100% तो नहीं बोलना चाहिए क्योंकि वो इक्विपमेंट है. सो आई विल पुट इट एट अराउंड 97-98% एक्यूरेट. द एरिया दैट वी आर पब्लिशिंग इज अराउंड 0.7% एक्यूरेट. मतलब जो एरिया दे रहे हैं, बेसिकली उसका एक्यूरेसी थोड़ा सा बाहर इसलिए जाता है कि हम इसको 250 mm के वर्चुअल जोन्स में डिवाइड करके एक एक जोन को मॉनिटर करते हैं फाइबर का. तो अगर आप 250 mm या 500 mm दोनों तरफ जोड़ लें तो करीब 1 मीटर का टॉलरेंस आ जाता है एरिया में. एरिया के टॉलरेंस के अलावा द स्ट्रेन दैट वी हैव पिक्ड अप इज 100% एक्यूरेट.
कैन वी हैव सम ऑटोमेटिक अलार्म जनरेशन इन दिस रिस्पेक्ट?
यस, यू विल बी गेटिंग अलार्म. आपको अलार्म मिलेगा, आपका मोबाइल ऐप पे अलार्म आएगा. अगर आप इस पे SMSs ऐड करते हैं तो आपको SMSs भी मिलेंगे कि ये एरिया जो है दैट इज़ गेटिंग और सीइंग हाई स्ट्रेन. बेसिकली हम स्ट्रेन मॉनिटरिंग कर रहे हैं, प्लस यू गेट अ प्रोफाइल ऑफ द ग्रोथ विच विल गिव यू अ टेंटेटिव आइडिया बिफोर इट फेल्स. आपको आइडिया मिल जाएगा कि मेरे पास 2 महीना या 3 महीने का समय है बिफोर इट कोलैप्सेस.
ठीक है, ये बहुत नई चीज़ है. आई अप्रिशिएट यू. वी लाइक टू हैव some of your say some input so that we can test it at our sites.
Sir, once I'm done with here, मेरे को आप contact कर लीजिएगा, मैं आपको अपना email दे दूँगा, आप अपना email share कीजिए, I will share all the documents.
Okay.
Thank you.
Okay, Mr. Kaushik.
Sir, 1 minute.
Before I ask my questions,
जी sir.
Are you a technical person?
Sir, background mechanical का है, mining से तो नहीं हूँ, लेकिन mechanical instrumentation and fiber optics.
Because see, to determine the factor of safety or do the slope stability, you require certain parameters to be captured.
जी sir.
So my question first of all is, what are the parameters that you capture through this technique?
सर, इसमें बेसिक जो इनपुट हम आपसे लेते हैं वो आपका ग्राउंड कंडीशंस का इनपुट लेते हैं.
What is that? What is that?
Sir, the type of soil that you have, what is the rainfall, what is the design of your slopes. There is a questionnaire that we give you to fill up. So once we get the data from you, we also deploy our team to do an analysis or cross verification or validation of the inputs that we are getting.
No, because entire analysis is based on a number of data.
Exactly. So we collect all the data from you before we design the system.
Is this design, that the tube that you are talking about,
Ji sir.
Does this help collecting the data, or how does you?
This basically is collecting the strain on the ground. It's collecting the data, the live strain on the ground. We are picking up the strain. We are looking for the growth in the strain at a particular location. And this is a live, it's updating every minute. We are pulsing at around 1 gigahertz sampling.
मैं आपसे जानना चाहता हूँ कि
जी सर,
हमारे माइंस में जो ओबी डंप हैं,
जी सर,
इंटरनल डंप हम इसे कहते हैं, यदि आपने माइन हमारी विजिट की होगी तो डिफरेंट माइंस का डिफरेंट प्रोफाइल बना हुआ है. एक रिस्ट्रिक्शन MOEFCC से बराबर आता है कि 25% बाई वेट जो पिटेड पावर प्लांट है, जैसे NTPC हमारे मेजर कस्टमर हैं, उनको हम लोग कोल सप्लाई करते हैं, तो हमारा ऑब्लिगेशन है कि एस को कंकरेंट डंप के साथ में मिक्स करें और इसको स्प्रेड करें. तो आपने कभी इस तरह का ट्रायल या स्टडी इंटरनल ओबी डंप पर किया है? नंबर 1. नंबर 2, कभी कंपेलिंग कंडीशंस में इस तरह का होता है कि यूजुअली 3 टायर की हम लोग डंपिंग बनाते हैं 30-30-30, आपको उसके बियॉन्ड भी जाना पड़ता है. जैसे आप 2 टायर और लगाने की बात करते हैं तो 120-150 मीटर हो जाता है. मॉडलिंग करते हैं हम लोग, फैक्टर ऑफ सेफ्टी डिटरमिन करते हैं और साइन ऑफ कर देते हैं कि नहीं डंप ठीक है, लेकिन जब रियल लाइफ में आप प्रैक्टिस इसको करते हैं तो आपको कुछ प्रॉब्लम्स आते हैं. तो जो मैं जितना अंडरस्टैंड किया कि जो इंस्ट्रूमेंटेशन आप इससे करेंगे वो रियल टाइम आपको डाटा देगा. तो इस तरह कह दिए आप स्टडी करना चाहते हैं, चूँकि आपने यदि किया है तो बहुत अच्छा है, नहीं किया है तो हम आपको प्रमोट करते हैं कि आप हमारा स्टडी इस तरह का करें और इंडस्ट्री के लिए एक सिचुएशन क्रिएट करें.
सर बिल्कुल, मैं कभी भी इसके लिए तैयार हूँ सर. और पॉसिबली वही एक रीज़न है कि मैंने IIT BHU के साथ टाइप किया है इसके लिए. संजय शर्मा, डॉक्टर संजय शर्मा के साथ ऑलरेडी वी आर इन एडवांस टॉक्स. ही वाज सपोज टू कम बट आई डोंट थिंक ही कुड मेक इट. लेकिन उनके साथ जो अभी बातचीत जो चल रहा है, एग्जैक्टली आप जो बोल रहे हैं उसी पे चल रहा है कि दिस प्रोडक्ट इज़ प्रूवन इंटरनेशनली इन डिफरेंट ग्राउंड कंडीशंस. इंडिया के ग्राउंड कंडीशंस में इंडिया के रेगुलेशंस बोल लीजिए या इंडिया का जो वक्त का काम करने का जो तरीका है उसके बेसिस पे इसका उस लेवल पे स्टडी नहीं हुआ है. एंड दैट इज़ द रीज़न BHU हैज़ गॉट इन्वॉल्व विद अस. उनके साथ हमारा जो अंडरस्टैंडिंग वो ऐसा है कि वी विल बी गिविंग देम द डेटा फ्रॉम द सिस्टम एंड द सॉफ्टवेयर, एक्सेस टू द सॉफ्टवेयर बेस्ड ऑन देयर एक्सपीरियंस एंड इनपुट्स फ्रॉम companies like you and initiatives from your team. We will be basically adopting and developing this system to give a better output or a better result for the requirements that you are mentioning. Sir, I am 100% open to that. We can discuss on this.
आपने अदानी के माइन में इसका एक्सपेरिमेंट कर चुका है?
जी सर. अदानी में एक किए हैं और एक CSC के एक माइंस में किए हैं आसनसोल में.
सरसाटोली.
CSC सर, सिंगरौली में नहीं किए हैं सर अभी.
सरसाटोली.
हाँ, सरसाटोली.
वहाँ आपने किया है?
जी सर.
तो मैं कह रहा था कि आप किसी एक माइंस में, जैसे खास करके हमारी माइंस में करें, BHU के साथ में करें. और एक्चुअली इस आइडिया को आप सेल कैसे करेंगे? कल को यदि कॉमर्शियल यूज इसका करना है तो आपका एक इनपुट कॉस्ट होगा. इनपुट कॉस्ट में आपके IP वैल्यू भी होंगे.
सर केबल कॉस्ट उतना नहीं है जितना सिस्टम का और सॉफ्टवेयर का कॉस्ट है. आप जो बोल रहे हैं मैं समझ गया सर. 100% ओपन टू दैट. आप मेरे को कोई एक माइंस अलॉट कर दें या बता दें कि कहाँ वी कैन डू द ट्रायल. वी विल पुट अप एंड वर्क टुगेदर.
ठीक है, चूँकि आप IIT BHU के साथ में कोलैबोरेशन में हैं.
जी सर.
तो मैं चाहूँगा कि आने वाले दिनों में एक प्रपोजल हमारे पास में आना चाहिए.
जी सर.
ताकि हम लोग इसको आगे ले चलें.
सर मैं कल उनको मिलने वाला हूँ. आई विल डेफिनेटली कन्वे योर मैसेज.
ठीक.
थैंक यू सर.
ठीक, थैंक यू.
Okay, Mr. Kaushik.
Good evening all. Before I start my presentation, I'd like to take quick 30 seconds from you. My name is Kaushik Dan. I am working as a zonal head of EVAC Alloys Limited. And with my team, Mr. Aditya Saha and Mr. Abhishek Dubey is there. Can you stand up? They are there with us. We are catering to the technology implementation at the ground level at the field. And Now just to talk about EVAC Alloys Limited, what is the background of this company? Mr. Henning Larsen, who is the founder of Larsen and Toubro Limited, he founded this company way back 1962. And this was the third business of Larsen and Toubro group companies. And this company was till 2017-18. It was with Larsen Toubro, and 2018, L&T has disinvested this company to Colfax Corporation, who is the world #1 in the welding, cutting and wear protection technology. Their turnover in the globe is 1,15,000 crores, and their presence in 123 countries across the world. So that's the company background which we are associated right now. And coming to the the products which we manufacture, which we are not going to talk upon. You talk about anything in the welding technology, you talk about anything in the cutting technology, you talk about anything in the wear protection technology, we are in the business, and also we are in the business of in whole turnkey reclamation of any critical components which is required for the industry to maintain the equipment. So that's all in a very brief background of the organization. So we have almost passed 62 years in the Indian industry, and globe we have presence almost more than 65 years. Now being as a leader in the company, in the field for quite a long decades time, so what we did, let me just give you the recap. We are the first company in the globe who manufactured a repair and maintenance welding products in the world. So the first company who discovered a cast iron electrode, first company who discovered a hard facing electrodes, first company who discovered a joining electrodes, first company who has discovered an electrode is Oscar Kesselberg. So that company belongs to this Colfax Corporation and EVAC Alloys Limited. So we are basically a research and innovation based company who started anything in fast. So today, my presentation will be what we brought the new technology, because I have been talking about a couple of presentations. There we are talking about the service sectors. But here we are talking about the technology, innovations, implementations, and getting into the mega scale. So that will be today's theme for next 5 minutes. So today we are going to talk about nanotechnology. You guys will be, a lot of awares in the field of cutting and welding technology, how nanotechnology is changing our life. If you see last decades, we are having smartphone, we are having smart television, we are having YouTube channel, we are having internet. Why it has happened? Can anybody give the answer? There is a single word. Digital technology has helped us out for last 15-20 years to get the mileage. And gentlemen, the next 15 years is going to be ruled by the technologies, nanotechnology. So today, whatever products we have developed, I am going to share with you technology, and some of the products I will touch upon. So is nanotechnology, and that is going to be, our day-to-day life also, every product line is going to come in the nanotechnology. So let's have a quick recap. What is nanotechnology? Now in welding, what do we do in the nanotechnology? Let me tell you. If you see that a ant, basically, it is having 50 lakhs nanometer. Human hair is 80,000 nanometers. That's too small. Sheet of a paper is 1,00,000 nanometers. And 5 red blood cells which are in our body is 3,500 nanometers. And 5 atoms of silicon is 1 nanometer. So what is 1 nanometer? It is 10 to the power minus 9 meters. Now you will be talked about what I am trying to talk in the field of welding, cutting and wear protection as far as nanotechnology is concerned. If you have to recall in your mind, as I told you with digital technology, it has been shifted from a hardware to a software. Similarly, in the field of nanotechnology, you have to just keep in one word in mind, making the size smaller. So anything which you are doing it, today you are talking about, you are manufacturing anything, a clothes. Now the clothes, you take a huge amount of space in your bag to carry your saris or your suits or blazers. Just think about that. If you can carry 10 blazers in a basket, bag, what will be the advantage? Your space will be small. So nanotechnology is playing in the field everywhere, in robotical science, in clothes, in garments, in jewelries, everywhere in the world. Similarly, in the welding fraternity, in the cutting and wear protection technology, we are making the size of the particles smaller in the nano microstructures by adding nanoparticles, which I am going to talk upon. Now, this is a very, very metallurgical, because my background is a metallurgy and then I am doing PhD in management. So you talk about,
Mr.
anything.
Kaushik, requested to kindly concentrate on the product.
Yes, and now
only.
what you are talking about that, sir, my presentation is only on nanotechnology, so I am going to talk on technology. Products is very limited. So in nanotechnology, we are making the size of the small bottle smaller. Now what are the application of nanotechnology? Any products which we manufacture in the field of welding, there will be no slags. There will be no unburned materials. There will be no slags available. Now in the field of welding, I'll take very quick time. I have explained to you, we are using nanomaterials, rapid solidification, nanograin structures. I will straight away to give the microstructure of the nanomaterials, which will be easier to understand. Now you can see it that how you manufacture and what is the advantage of nanotechnology in the field of welding. Because of scarcity of time, I am not showing you a lot of things. This is the one slide which I want to explain to you, which you will understand as any layman or welding professionals or non-welding professionals or anybody. If you talk about, let's say today any manufacturer of products which you are doing it, if you take the microscope at 400 scale, you can see the microstructures. But just to see the nanotechnology products, anything in hard facing, anything in joining, anything in cast iron, anything in wear plates, you have to see at 50,000 scale. So ladies and gentlemen, that 50,000 scale just today, whatever products you are using in the field of welding and cutting and wear protection, you can see at 400 scale. There you have to see only the particle size at 50,000 scale. So that's the benefit. Now you talk about how I am going to get the benefits. Let's talk about I am doing a hard facing of a components. So the particle size, suppose carbides I am adding, let's say 45%, but with the nanotechnology you can increase up to 80 to 85%, and your life of the component from X it becomes 2X straight away, because you are able to add lot of carbides in a same volume fraction of the weld metal. So that's the principal background of nanotechnology which I wanted to explain to you, because I don't want to talk about the products are available with us in all the form. But I want to talk about the technology because this is a technology conclave. Now you can see that microstructures. This microstructure will take you to the back slide once again. You can see the tiny small carbides which are embedded in the volume fraction of carbides, and you can increase up to 85% of percentage of carbide just to get the life of the component. Just to give a life, suppose I am doing a buckets maintenance, I get a 3000 working hours life. I am doing a dumb body, I get 3000 working hours life. This will enhance your life of the component almost 3 to 4 times. Because not only the microstructure, the carbide particles are so smaller size, the microstructure is so dense, in between the path, the mean free path is so low, the burden particle, coal, overburden, limestone, slag, that will not able to take the wear and tear of the component. So the future is going to be ruled by this technology. We have all range of products in nanotechnology in the field of all kind of welding electrodes, wear plates, and also turnkey solutions. Now you can see these are the carbides, various structures. In nanometers you can see at, and all these can see at 50,000 scale. Now this is one of the product I am going to explain to you. Let's say we have a product called 67 Rockwell C hardness. Can you imagine that 67 Rockwell C hardness? You can do multi-layer welding. That means up to 4 to 5 cladding. That means 15 millimeter. Anybody who knows in the field of welding, you cannot do such a high hardness at only one run only. That means one bid. But here you can do 4 to 5 bids. And these products can work at any temperature you talk about, sub-zero or higher temperatures. Now, one of the beauteous product, as you know very well, we are in the field of industry wear and tear. If your welding is having a crack in the top of the weld bead, the phenomena of wear phenomena will be much, much higher. But in our products, you will find the weld bead as absolutely smooth and ripple free. Sir, I have shown you a demo sample, you can just check it up in your table, it is appearing. That kind of smooth weld bead, you will get it in the field of welding. That will going to give you 8,000 working hours life. So gentlemen, we are going to talk about 8 to 10,000 working hours life in single go for your shovel, dumpers, mining equipment like crushers, mining you talk about the CHP chutes and all. So these are all, because I talked about the technology, I don't want to talk about the product, because technology will take you to the new platform which your smartphone is playing today. which YouTube channel is playing today. That's the benefits we are going to get in nanotechnology. Now, to take the hardness, you require such kind of instruments, and let me tell you, our R&D is the only R&D in the globally and country-wise. It is approved by all over the world for research and development purpose. We have all kind of facilities, and this product has been established in various platforms across all the group of companies, whether you talk about Tata Group, whether you talk about Cell Group, whether you talk about NMDCs. But Coal India, we have limited presence for this product line, and we are taking turnkey maintenance because product is one part, application is totally different part because of various commercial constraints. So we do the turnkey maintenance of your shovel, dumpers, crushers, your chutes, modification of chutes, reverse engineering of chutes, any modification. Because let me tell you, one thing is very clear. Anybody who is a OEM in the Caterpillar, Gemco, L&T and all, they are basically not technology player. They are implementation on their fields because they are giving equipment. Our job is to make the life from 3,000 to 10,000 to 20,000. That's what our innovations are working upon, and we are working upon that field. So I request to all the management of Northern Coalfields Limited to think upon, to implement the technology in the field of this life enhancement of the equipment. So with this, I come to end of my presentations. I would like to show you some of the live samples which you have developed for the industry, which can be utilized for your application. Like you can say, these are the fans, mixture blades, edges, crush deck, all the applications it has been done. Now I would like to show you two of the equipments, which are the products which you have developed, because sir told me what are the products you have developed.
Kindly conclude, Mr.
So you can see this is the product. This product has been developed in the nanotechnology, which is a tungsten carbide matrix. That means the holding is a tungsten carbide, and top of that you can see the ceramics are embedded. Now this is going to work in your like coal handling plants or crushers. And also I have shown you one.
Thank you.
Since I have not given a project presentation, my objective is to share you the technology. So one of the product I am going to talk upon, only 30 seconds, sir. This is about the product which is going to take your buckets, dumpers, shovel, 10,000 working hours life. So that's the product we have developed in nanotechnology formulations. Now, any questions from your side, we are ready to welcome. Thank you, sir.
Okay, thank you. APROC is the next presenter. The topic is digital initiatives.
Good evening, all of you. Thanks to all the dignitaries for giving us opportunity to present ourselves. I represent IPROC Mining India here, and I'll be taking you through the digital and automation products that IPROC has on offer, in particular for Opencast mines. To start with the safety, yes, we all know that almost 30 to 40% of the accidents that happen in the mines are attributable towards the vehicle interaction. So initially we were talking about the collision awareness system, but the now system has grown up to, like, apart from having level 7 and level 8 of collision awareness, now people are moving to collision avoidance system, that is level 9, wherein even if the operator is not acting, the system will stop the equipment on its own. We have a world-class company in our portfolio, that is Marnock, and they have the products for collision avoidance system. Yes, IPROC works in line with the Paris Agreement, and we have laid down our sustainability goals for 2030, wherein we aim that we will reduce the carbon emission from all our activities by 50% by 2030. And all our products and services are aimed towards achieving these targets. So you all know IPROC. IPROC is a company that is herited from Atlas Copco, and we have a 150 years legacy. We are into construction and mining. Yeah, we have a global customer base. We are present in almost more than 150 countries. So coming to the topic digitalization and automation, why it is required? Because the industry trends and drivers are moving in this direction. If you see, the productivity demands have increased over the period. Price of the ore has increased, so people want lower cost of operations. Industry is shifting towards digitalization. safety and sustainability are an important part of operations today. So keeping in line with all these objectives, Epiroc has a lot of products on offering, and now to have a focused approach, we have a dedicated division called as Digital Solutions Division, which is in place to handle all the digitalization and automation requirements of our customers. So we hope that with automation, digitalization and electrification, we'll have safer, smarter and sustainable mining operations for our customers. Although we are having this division recently, but it doesn't mean that we are not in this era from long. It dates back from 1990, from where we started our automation journey, and with the acquisition of many companies in recent years, we have organic growth and a strategic growth aligned to our objectives. So we have designed our sixth sense approach, which we call as, based on people and process and technology. So we work on three principles, that is insight, control and optimize. Insight means we collect the data and help people to take into, informed decision. Control is, optimization of processes, and optimization is basically once you have achieved all this, we improve the processes so that you gain more productivity outputs. So we expect that digitalization and automation cannot happen overnight. Like you cannot shift the industry 180 degrees. So we expect that our customers will go step by step, and we would like to accompany them in the journey. Of course, when it comes to data and information management, data security plays an important part, and we are proud to say that all our products and services are GDPR compliant. We ensure the data safety and data security. So if you see, we have a global presence when it comes to all the automation products. You can see we are spread across all over the globe. India also we have few presence in few of the sites. And with the latest acquisition of RCT Global, which is an Australian company and now part of Epiroc, we are one of the industry leaders in mixed fleet automation. So if you see our automation hours, and if we combine all the automation activities of the equipments which are working globally, so around 33 million of meters we have drilled in autonomous drilling, which means that we have added to 22% of increased penetration rate as compared to conventional drilling. And of course, we have increased the depth accuracy by 85% and spatial accuracy by 60%, which itself indicates that we have proven ourselves in the automation field in drilling technology. I'll come to the solutions and acquisitions which are more relevant to Opencast mining. So as I mentioned, our all focus is on automation, digitalization and electrification. So all the acquisitions are aligned towards this. So if you see, many world famous companies are now part of Epiroc, like RCT Global, ASI Mining, Redlink, 3DP, MineRP, all are now part of Epiroc. So the purpose of showing this is now Epiroc has the capability to provide end-to-end solutions to their customers, may it be from networking towards the, maybe from interfacing or optimization. So I'm just showing few of the important companies here which are now part of Epiroc. I'll come to few of the products which are in particular useful for Opencast minings. My Epiroc is a digital platform which is designed for our end customers, and it is role based, which means that every person or every operator or every mine operating in mines, the person will have its own user access, and it's a fleet management system which will aim at removing the papers from the mining, right? All the digital mining can be achieved by My Epiroc platform. So we say that track everything, which means that you can track all the breakdowns, you can track why it caused, you can even access the documentation, even access the alarms and everything. You can act on the operator reports immediately. So everything, the whole team acts in real time on all the platforms. And of course, this is not only meant for Epiroc equipment, but it is meant for all the mining fleet. So it works on any device, right from laptop, tablet, iOS to Android. So every person having an Android phone can make the use of My Epiroc as a platform. Of course, My Epiroc is made for all the application, right from surface mining to even to our partners or distributors. All the people in the process chain, like right from operators to the processing or purchasing managers, everybody can get benefit from My Epiroc. So fleet management is a tool in the My Epiroc digital platform, wherein you can track all your assets. It's OEM agnostic, which means that you can connect all the OEM equipments here. You can customize your view, you can track what is the timeline of the equipment, you can see the history, and all the paperless working can be achieved through this. Fault reporting, normally what happens is operator reports the fault on the shift report and everything. So all this can be digitized, and I am proud to say that looking into the Indian requirement, we have made this even in Hindi language, so that even operators can find it easy to operate. There are many inspections, maintenance team can do the inspection, all the data is stored on the cloud safely. Even part books and manuals, no need to carry the big printed part books and everything is inside your application. I'll show a small video. Can we have the audio please? As I mentioned, the platform is developed with our customers, so it is always developing, and we can add, it's very flexible and we can add many features onto it as per the customer requirements. I'll move to the next product, that is Epiroc Mining Intelligence. We acquired a company called Mobilaris, and it's into the business from last 20 years. They have developed a technology wherein it is as good as a, you can say, Google map of mines. You get everything on board. It works on 4 parameters like safety, productivity, traffic awareness and sustainability. So main focus of Mobilaris is it focuses on the current shift so that you can take informed decision in time. We have many installations, almost 40 installations across the globe. One of the installations is already there in India in Hindustan Zinc Mines. There are various modules available for Epiroc Mining Intelligence. The next product is MineRP. MineRP is, you can, in a word, you can say what SAP was to industry 25 years ago is, MineRP to the mining industry, because it interfaces everything, all from your fleet management systems or the mining systems to your SAP and ERP solutions. It acts as a bridge and works, you can work on real time onto this. It is the only interoperable platform for mining, right from planning to the sales. We also have a good presence for MineRP across globe. I come to the next topic, that is RCT. As I mentioned, it's one of the leaders in automation, operating from 1972, and they have done a lot of automation projects for even for mixed fleet. It's not only Epiroc fleet but all the fleets. So they have various models like Control Master, wherein they do most of the automations. Then we have the machine controllers and safety systems. We have the tracking systems and management systems. We are proud to be associated with the biggest names in the mining worldwide. You can see the names on the right hand side. Similarly, we are proud to be associated with various OEMs. You can see the many OEMs which equipments we have automated and given a turnkey solution to our customers. So if you see, just to give an example, from 2010 onwards, even if we consider that figure, we have almost 1400 automation done worldwide. So automation, of course, has different levels. It's starts from line of sight radio, and it progresses as we input the complexity into it. And we have AutoNav Plus, in which you can operate a multiple fleet from a single person. As I mentioned, Marnock is a company which is into collision avoidance systems, and we have world-class products for this, even for surface mines. RedLink is another company. With this we have solutions right from mines networking to all the infrastructure and hardware networks. Of course, it's not the only one. We have solutions in particular for Coal India. Like we have the telematics solution which enables data from the conventional drills. Right? In the previous session, people are mentioning that drills are not generating data. But with this, you can fit a retrofit kit onto the machine, and then the machine will start generating the data which can be shared to your ERP platforms or fleet management system. So all your DMH and IDM 70s can become modern. So it gives benefit to maintenance benefits, operational benefits, and monitoring and operator benefits. So I'll just show some of the examples. We have already run few of the installations running across India, in particular cement and steel. Even for the small contractor segments, depth measurement and fuel measurement are concerns. So we have some small scale solutions for them also, wherein you can get the actual drilling done from the contractor. A few minutes before we were discussing on angle drilling for DMH and why it is going to be important for NCL. So we have a solution which can make angle drilling more suitable, because it is not possible to have the exact drilling unless you have the GPS coordinates. So this system is a standalone system which works on the GPS coordinates, and it is a non-intrusive mechanism, which means that it is not going to interfere with the machine, but it will give you a solution. It will give operator assistance to place the machine on the right track. So your drill plans can be remotely prepared, passed on to the machine. The machine will do the drilling as per the drill plan, also give the feedback back to the planning team. So angle drilling can achieve wonders with this system if it is implemented.
I think you should sum up now.
Yeah. HeadCon is a system which connects breakers similar to the machines. We have auto level for DMH. So with a single click of button, machine can auto level itself, and it can give good results in terms of machine operation, drill tool life, and of course the component life. Thank you very much. Any questions are welcome.
मेरा क्वेश्चन है, हमारे यहाँ 311 डायमीटर की ड्रिल चलती है
जी,
और 270 mm की। पहला क्वेश्चन है कि जो हमारी एग्जिस्टिंग ड्रिल्स हैं, इसमें कंप्लीट सिस्टम को लगाने के लिए क्या प्रपोजल कभी आपने हमें दिया?
जी।
दूसरा, जो हमने इंक्लाइन ड्रिलिंग के लिए आपको ऑर्डर प्लेस किए हैं,
जी, उसमें
जो डेप्थ इंडिकेटर या जो आपने बताया जीपीएस के हेल्प से होल्स का लोकेशन को आइडेंटिफाई करने के लिए ये सब प्रोविज़न रखा है?
जी, आपकी जो दोनों ड्रिल्स है सर, IDM 70 एंड DMH, उसके लिए हमारे पास दो टाइप के सॉल्यूशंस है। एक तो है सर टेलीमेटिक सॉल्यूशन, जिसमें मशीन विल स्टार्ट जनरेटिंग द डाटा लाइक मेंटेनेंस रिलेटेड डाटा, ऑपरेशन डाटा, एंड जो आपका ड्रिल का डेटा है, तो ऑल द डेटा कैन बी एक्सेस्ड ऑन द सर्वर, और इवन इट इज़ पॉसिबल कि अगर आपका कोई थर्ड पार्टी फ्लीट मैनेजमेंट सिस्टम है, वी कैन ट्रांसफर द डाटा टू देम, एंड इन द सेंट्रल डैशबोर्ड यू कैन हैव इट. Apart from that, if the data is not there, or the fleet management system is not there, we have a EPROC portal wherein you can get all the data. All the data is stored onto it, and you can access it anytime. That is for digitalization of 2 mines. Coming back to the GPS system for angle drilling. So angle drilling, I suppose the new DMH is coming with angle drilling. So this system can be fitted even on your old drills, which will help not only for angle drilling but even for the regular drilling, where it is actually operator assistance to positioning. So right now what we are doing is we are putting a manual place to do the drilling. So but with this you can achieve accuracy, because you have both the coordinates, right, from x1 y1 z1 at the top to x2 y2 z2, and at the same time it calculates the drilling depth and sends it back to the server, so that you can see the deviation between what you have planned and what you have achieved, and the blasting and all explosive charging can be planned according to that.
उसको तो बहुत बात का चीज़ बोल गए आप। मैं आपको बहुत फंडामेंटल चीज़ बता रहा हूँ। आपने कभी कोई प्रपोजल एनसीएल को दिया ड्रिलिंग का मॉडर्नाइजेशन के लिए? नहीं दिया तो आपको प्रपोजल देना चाहिए।
जी जी, इमीडिएट। ये अभी रिसेंटली डेवलप हुआ है, तो हम लोग
इसके पहले कि आपके ड्रिल्स आ जाए, हाईटेक ड्रिल आ जाए
जी, और
हमारे लोग उसका यूज टू ना हो
जी,
तो लोगों को एक्लेमेटाइज भी करना पड़ेगा। अरे अपॉर्चुनिटी आपके पास में
जी,
हमें देखना पड़ेगा, ठीक है, कॉमर्शियली कैसे उसका एक्सेप्टेबिलिटी बनेगा, नहीं बनेगा
जी,
वो हम लोग बाद में करेंगे, लेकिन एक प्रपोजल आपके द्वारा इसमें आना चाहिए।
जी बिल्कुल, हम लोग इमीडिएटली सबमिट कर।
आप कुमार साहब इसको थोड़ा देखिए,
जी सर।
क्योंकि एक बार मशीनें आ जाएंगी हम लोग उसको स्मार्टली यूज नहीं करेंगे, अच्छी बात नहीं है। जो पुरानी मशीन है जिसमें इम्प्लीमेंट किया जा सकता है तो लोग हमारे यूज टू हो जाएंगे और इंडस्ट्री को ज़्यादा फायदा होगा।
ठीक सर।
Right, sir. Thank you.
Thank you. And now you can take your seat. One more question is from
One second. ये जो आपकी ड्रिल में इनबिल्ट MWD data we can capture, any facilities there you are providing, so we
Yes.
can know the strength of the rock and accordingly we can provide the charge.
Yes, MWD is there in other range of drills. Actually, we have two types of drill. One is the rig control system or the electronic control system drill. Therein we have the major oil drilling. In non-RCS drill or the conventional drills, it is not there. But the telematic solution that we have developed, it actually captures the parameters when it comes to drilling, and then it gives you three options like OB, coal or almost coal kind of thing. So therein you can get a kind of graphical representation of what the strata is. Of course, it has to be trained in the beginning because it does not act on its own. You have to train that this particular parameter set means this is OB. This particular set means it's coal, kind of.
Thank you. And what about the high precision navigator which you installed?
Yes.
Accuracy of that one?
It's 30 mm accurate, which means 3 centimeter accurate. Is the highest in the industry. Normally people have 50 mm.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you very much for the interactive presentation. For the next presentations, I would like to call upon the stage 3 presenters. The first topic is the volumetric measurement, will be presented by the Senmax technology. The next topic is eccentric rippers for blast-free mining. And the last topic is aloo bucket crusher for one-step coal crushing and loading. All three presenters are requested to kindly come on dais and take your seats.
I think eccentric ripper and bucket crusher will be presented by the same person. And it's my request that we should not take more than 5 minutes each, because time is very less. Yes, we should start. Volumetric measurement by Mr. Senmax Technology.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. I am Ravi Kumar, coming from Chennai. I welcome you all. I'll just quickly brief. We are into this industrial automation weighing equipment from the past 3 decades.
Please.
Now recently we have taken a deviation to a latest contemporary technology called a LiDAR-based sensor application. Many of you should be knowing what is this LiDAR. It's a sensor light which falls on any object and travels back. The distance is measured and it will create a profile, and it will give you the measurements of that particular object. Therefore, we can do many applications, and we are into mines, we are into port, and we are into steel and cement industries also. When it comes to our, of course, as I told you, we have pioneered in this technology. And let me jump into all those things. We can identify the distance, we can identify the object shape, calculate the volume and the safe path protection, whatnot. Haji sir? Mic, yeah. Hope I am audible now. See, as I told you, we are into mines, ports and industrial equipment. So what we do the system data digitalization and volume accountability, dimensional accuracy, high functionality and easy operation, and obviously in the mines we need the robust and rigid construction, lower power consumption and minimum maintenance. We are into this mines, like the first time in India we have come out with the state of the art product called truck volume measurement. It's a very simple application. It will be like a street pole adjacent to the path wherever the truck moves. On the dynamic, it scans and gives the accurate volume at accuracy of plus or minus 1, how much does the truck is carrying. Similarly, we can do it in the wagon, and we can do the heap and conveyor belt, bunker volume measurement system. And through this, we can give the proximity and create a safer systems also for the higher vehicles. And when it comes to the port, for especially Adani ports, we have developed many products, I think, which may not be relevant here. It is like truck positioning system, container, anti-container lifting and container handling and container profile, etc. When it comes to the steel, we are into steel industry also. We can scan the hot and cold billets and give the profile measurements and surface defects. For Tata International, we have developed a system called scanning quality control system. They have given around 12 parameters. It will scan the billet like a human body and immediately gives whether it is meeting that parameters or not. When it comes to our mines, so we can digitalize and give the volume. As I told you, these are the original pictures what is now operational at Dhamra port, that is Adani port. It is a very simple, looks like a steep pole, and it can be commissioned within hours, and it can be removed and deployed elsewhere within hours. It will have 2 sensors in that. One measures the longitude and another one is altitude, and there will be a camera. The calculation is very simple. It creates the profile of the load scan, loaded scan and the empty scan. The loaded one minus the empty is the cubic meters, how much exactly it is carrying. The raw data will go to the high-speed data processing system, and then our Falconage software will convert that into the cubic meter, and that will go to the server. From there we can take it to the cloud, and anywhere in the world we can sit and monitor the truck. So these are all many options available. As for the customized data, we can give you the software. And mainly, right from yesterday, we have been talking about the system data digitalization and OB accountability and real-time transfer on truck monitoring data, etc., where we can play the major role. So this is how the system looks like, and these are all the the installations what we have done. And we had an opportunity of giving our presentation like this in CCL also, Ranchi. And this is the different type of structural profile system what we have given in Tata Steel Jamshedpur, just to give you an idea. And this is at Triveni, and this is at JSW Cement, and this is our clientele list. And another mission impossible what we have been talking about is the underload and overload of railway wagons. within this 3-decade experience, we have come to a solution. It is nothing but ultimately it is a proven solution. It is a pitless static weighing system, which will not disturb the railway track. We just fix our load cells underneath, and each and every wagon can be individually weighed, and there will be a digital, jumbo digital, which can give the reading immediately, what is the exact load it is getting loaded. And we can give the signal lights also, color lights, whichever, however, is comfortable to the operator. This is how it will look like. This is a proven system, and this prevents the underloading as well as the overloading. These are our clientele, especially NTPC. We have given many systems, and we have given to JSW and Singrauli company and Adani also. And this will give the adaptable design. This is a very, very adaptable, and we can be very flexible based on the, it could be a customized solution for based on the location, wagon and all that. It's a inbuilt surge and lightning arrested protection system, and this will not trouble anything, and this can take up to 150 tons per wagon. And the accuracy we can give 0.05. Thank you. Thanks for the opportunity given to all. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Next, Messrs. STM for eccentric reaper and bucket crusher for one-step coal crushing and loading.
Namaskar, good afternoon. Thank you very much. My name is Jagdish Rawat and मैं आपके सामने दो प्रोडक्ट रखने वाला हूँ. एक एक्सेंट्रिक रिपर है और दूसरा आलू बकेट क्रशर है सर. हमने डे 1 स्टार्ट किया था कि हम एक कोई सॉल्यूशन देखें जिससे हम ओबी का मैकेनिकल एक्सकेवेशन कर सकें. तो उसी के उसमें हमारा एक इक्विपमेंट है एक्सेंट्रिक रिपर, जिससे आप मैकेनिकल एक्सकेवेशन कर सकते हैं सर. तो मैं आपको वीडियो पीछे से चलता रहेगा और मैं आपको इसके बारे में बताता रहूँगा. उसके बाद हम आलू बकेट क्रशर कवर करेंगे और उसके बाद क्वेश्चन लेंगे सर. सो कैन वी स्टार्ट दी वीडियो प्लीज़. सर ये एक्सेंट्रिक रिपर है, ये इम्पैक्ट एंड वाइब्रेशन टेक्नोलॉजी से काम करता है सर. इसके अंदर 2 गेयर्स होते हैं जो एक्सकेवेटर के हाइड्रोलिक्स से कनेक्ट होके इसके मोटर से चलते हैं, और इसका जितना भी वाइब्रेशन जनरेट होता है इनके टॉप में एक एक्यूमुलेटर होता है. वो पूरा वाइब्रेशन को एक्यूमुलेट करके इम्पैक्ट एनर्जी में कन्वर्ट करके इसमें इम्पैक्ट देता है. इससे हम लोग 75 एमपीए तक हार्डनेस ड्रॉप को कैटर कर सकते हैं. और सबसे बेस्ट पार्ट है इसके जो वर्सैटिलिटी है, इसको हम डिफरेंट जगहों पे यूज़ कर सकते हैं. जैसे कोल सिम में जो इंटरवेंड आ जाता है वहाँ पे इसको आप यूज़ कर सकते हैं. वो यूज़ करने से आपके जो कोल का क्वालिटी है वो बहुत अपग्रेड हो जाता है. यू कैन सेव लॉट ऑफ मनी ऑन दैट. इसको आप टो कटिंग के लिए यूज़ कर सकते हैं. बहुत जगहों पे आप इसको ओबी रिमूवल के लिए एज अ आइडियल माइनिंग करके पूरा ब्लास्ट फ्री माइनिंग के लिए भी सोच सकते हैं. क्योंकि एक प्रोडक्ट हमारे 9 मॉडल हैं, इसमें डिफरेंट मॉडल है, स्मॉल से लेके 5 क्यूबिक मीटर तक की अटैचमेंट है. तो 1 मिलियन क्यूबिक मीटर पर एनएम टू 2 मिलियन क्यूबिक मीटर पर एनएम इसकी कैपेसिटी है सर. सो डिपेंडिंग अपॉन योर रिक्वायरमेंट आप उसको सेलेक्ट कर सकते हैं सर. और जहाँ पे आपको अगर आपका माइनिंग करते करते वी आर अप्रोचिंग नियर टू विलेजेस, वहाँ पे भी इसको आप बहुत अच्छे से यूज़ कर सकते हैं. ट्रेंच कटिंग के लिए इसको आप यूज़ कर सकते हैं सर. ये जो सामने आपको चल रहा है सेल चासनाला में चल रहा है, और अभी जो आपके सामने वीडियो चल रहा है रेमको सीमेंट्स में चल रहा है सर. रेमको सीमेंट्स में अभी हमने टोटल ब्लास्ट फ्री कर दिया है. वी हैव सप्लाई अराउंड 20 यूनिट्स टू देम, क्योंकि इसका जो कॉस्ट है वो भी ड्रिलिंग ब्लास्टिंग से कम आता है. थोड़ा आगे कीजिए इसको। ये सर गेवरा प्रोजेक्ट में हमने दिया हुआ है, ये भी ओबी रिमूवल का है। यहाँ पे 21 मिलियन क्यूबिक मीटर का 3 इयर्स में इनको ओबी रिमूवल के लिए दिया हुआ है सर। तो पर डे इज अराउंड 20,000 क्यूबिक मीटर, यहाँ पे ये 6 रिपर से दे रहे हैं सर। ये रेलवे प्रोजेक्ट से आप देख सकते हैं कितने हार्ड रॉक्स को भी ये कैटर कर रहा है सर। नॉर्थ ईस्ट में पूरा एनवायरमेंट सेफ्टी की हम लोग बात कर रहे हैं सर, एक्चुअली वो लोग वहाँ पे ब्लास्टिंग बैन कर दिए हुए हैं, तो वहाँ ये रिपर से अभी रेलवे के वहाँ पे प्रोजेक्ट चल रहे हैं सर। सो ये पहला प्रोडक्ट कंप्लीट हो गया सर। अभी मैं दूसरा प्रोडक्ट के बारे में डिस्कस करूँगा सर। दिस इज आलू बकेट क्रशर है सर। अगेन काफ़ी इनोवेटिव और प्रॉफिट से भरपूर प्रोडक्ट है सर। इसमें इनबिल्ट क्रशर है सर। तो आपको जो आप क्रशिंग करते हैं, इसमें हमारे 2 मॉडल हैं, एक डीएस सीरीज़ है, एक माइनिंग सीरीज़ है। जो डीएस सीरीज़ है उससे आप स्टॉक यार्ड में, जो वीडियो आपके सामने चल रहा है स्टॉक यार्ड का है, और आप देख भी सकते हैं इसमें आप फ्रंट हो में, बैक हो में, व्हील लोडर में, किसी में भी इसको अटैच कर सकते हैं। अगर इसको आपको ऑन साइट आरओएम में यूज़ करना है तो उसके लिए माइनिंग सीरीज़ है सर। इसका जो प्रोडक्शन है पर आवर में 300 टन टू 600 टन पर आवर है सर। आपका जो क्रशर है उसको टोटली एलिमिनेट कर देगा सर ये। एंड प्लस यू कैन लॉट ऑफ मनी ऑन, नो इलेक्ट्रिसिटी विल बी देयर, वेरी लेस मैन पावर, और जो इसका क्रशिंग साइज है ये -100 mm रहेगा। तो अगर आपको इन दोनों प्रोडक्ट के बारे में कोई क्वेश्चन पूछना रहेगा सर तो आप पूछ सकते हैं सर।
ठीक है, थैंक यू।
ओके सर, थैंक यू वेरी मच।
इसी के साथ ये सेशन खत्म होता है।
Nishant from Deep Side is also requested to come on dais.
Sorry, we don't have time for the next presentation. For closing this session, I request, is he there? Okay, please. If the chairman allows.
Take 2 minutes only. If you are coming here, we'll take 2 minutes.
Yeah, good evening everyone. This is Nishant, CEO and CTO of DeepSight AI Lab. In short, in simple word, what we are doing, we are adding a brain and intelligence to the images which is coming from the CCTV camera or drones or offline video. In short, we can detect what is happening in the CCTV camera or images and all. Other than that, we are also adding a brain as a company on the audio voice which is coming from the machines and all. We can predict that this machines is in the future it is going to be not working based on the the voice, and we are decoding the packets and all. So in the NCL we have already deployed our solution to 4 mines where the under the DZ Call project safety improvement video analytics, we have got this opportunity, and our solution is already running for more than 2 weeks now in the 4 sites where we are detecting if somebody is not wearing the safety jackets and vest, and somebody is actually fire and smoke detection in the cameras, if people are zone intrusion, tailgating of vehicle is happening. So there are a lot of features we have been doing, and not we are only doing it because we are digitally converting the entire images based on the prediction to the text manner, and we can start prediction also that okay, this particular camera is already detecting this, and based on that detection we can predict the things in future for the future, that this is machine, this particular space, this safety incident may come actually. So if you see this particular thing, this the text analysis, what we are doing, we are adding a brain to the documents as well, where wherever you are doing the some normal documentation where you are manually writing it, we can transfer, we can scan those documents, we can transform into the digital content, and from there we can transport those things. So we are adding a brain to the cameras, we are adding brain to the documents, we are adding brain to the machine audio which is coming from the things. Can you do the next? So in simple word, the problem statement is very clear. There are billions of CCTV cameras are there, but they are just using a dumb machine. There are no intelligence is added, people are at the control room just watching it, and it's for the post-incident investigation purpose. What we are doing, as soon as we detect some feature, anomaly in the CCTV camera or the images coming from the drones, we raise event, we raise hooter, we raise siren, we raise event with the images and video of that particular event actually. Can you do next? So in this situation, as a company, why we are doing differently? Because our solution is able to run in the 5G network, cloud-based, server-based solution, and all variety of solutions we have. Based on the customer requirement, we deploy on the edge and we deploy on the server, cloud, and even in the 5G network actually. So this is the thing that the AI models which we have prepared, that is easily portable into the mobile chip, CPU, GPU, cloud, and even the 5G network infrastructure also we can leverage it actually. Can you go ahead? Next. So you can see simple. Currently we are seeing there is a lot of network challenges here. In the 5G network, there is a multi-access edge computing platform has been developed, which is going to talk to the MEC platform, generally have all the protocol stacks talk to the 5G network, and how DeepSight has integrated our solution to the MEC platform so that the quality of services demands based on the number of features and number of cameras, the 5G network, the MEC platform provide with the talking to the 5G network, and we do the analysis and we give the events to our dashboard actually. Can you just next? So you can see in the current mine project, we have been doing this fire and smoke detection, PP kit detection. Next please. Yeah, next. The vehicle detection. This is the currently we are working in the port side where we are seeing there are a lot of dust are coming out of the coal in the ports. So we are able to detect that whether the coals are covered, not covered, and we raise event with the image and photo of that. Yeah, next please. So it is also here, like in some area, the vehicle is not supposed to go more than 20 km/h speed. So those with the camera on the normal camera, and we are completely retrofit solution. We don't ask to change the cameras and all. In the existing camera, we can deploy. This is already running in NCL for more than 2 weeks now for the various features actually. Thank you very much. Any questions? Thank you.
First presentation for today's show is from Mrs. iEnergy, and they are part of our digitization team also.
Good evening, everybody. So my name is Neeraj Gupta. I'm going to speak you about enablement of net zero. As you know that the government of India has set this benchmark of achieving carbon offset by 2070, and all of the organizations are taking initiatives. How can they offset the carbon? And I think from the sustainable mining perspective, it is also very important. So we have built a product which is known as Net Zero, which takes the data from multiple systems and give you insight how can you manage the ESG or net zero performance. So I'm going to take another 5 to 7 minutes going about that. Thank you. Okay, so I think I'll just skip that one. Okay, so first of all, what is net zero? I think if you look at it from the framework system, let me give you a brief background, because there are various aspects of the net zero. There are different frameworks globally available, there are different standards globally available, there are different disclosure systems, and there are other things. So combination of all of these things is called net zero. And now in the Indian context, the government has recently brought up the BRSR guidelines, which is the guiding factor for the ESG compliances. So when you talk about net zero, you have to comply to all of these systems. So it is a very complex system in a way, basically. So that is the intent I'm having here. And now, when you talk about how do we achieve the complete carbon offset, you have to look into the GRI perspective, the CDP perspective, the Dow Jones indexes, SASB, GRACE-B, and BRSR. So I think these are the minimal things you will have to look at. And now I think you can do a lot of pick and choose also, like whether you want to do BRSR, because BRSR is mandatory for the top 1,000 listed companies in India. So BRSR you cannot avoid. But apart from BRSR, depending on your global footprint and your industry footprint, you can decide what other components we can take in there. So now when we talk about how do we achieve net zero, so there are many things that is generating this requirement, like you have your water consumption, wastewater consumption, your waste, recyclables, safety, employee productivity, electricity, renewable quality, there are a lot of things. And from the mining perspective, all of these things are getting generated in one place or another place. So the challenge is how do you get the data of all of these systems into single place so that you can make some decision. So now, what are the benefits of this system? I mean, this digital platform that we have at Net Zero. It is like you have various ways of data accumulation through the manual modes, through the real time, the batch mode, through streaming mode. So there are multiple data entry modes available depending on your maturity of the process. And then there is a lot of aggregation and normalization, because when you are doing something, all mines may not be equal. So how do you normalize the data from one mine to another mine? So normalization is part of the process. And then there can be automated data calculation or collection also depending on the maturity of the process, and a lot of emission calculation. So all of these things are important, and one is very important thing, which is the goals management. Because when we talk about net zero, we have to define the goals. Like for example, if you have to reduce your carbon by X percentage, you have to take a small initiatives. To manage the performance of those initiatives, you need some sort of tracking management. So this is the overall solution. This is the architecture. So you see at the center we have the sustainability solution, and then we have a lot of internal systems, which could be your ERP system, your finance and accounting, your SAP data, your building management system, your other operational technology systems, and then you have your third-party vendor systems, because you have a lot of vendors supplying you a lot of data around wastewater, energy bill, even when the people are traveling, they are generating carbon footprint. So how do you offset that? So all of these systems has to be integrated, and there are different stakeholders in that. So these are internal as well as external stakeholders, like within the organization and outside the organization. And then you have to enter a lot of parameters around environment, social matrices, governance, safety, and energy. So these are some of the critical points. I'm just going to take you very quickly through that, because it covers everything, right from anti-corruption, anti-bribery, workplace safety, inclusion. So there are multiple dimensions. There are 17 global indicators, and all of these initiatives has to feed into some of these initiatives. So similarly, there is a sustainability governance. So you have to set up a sustainability governance in the organization. There is an energy management plan has to be there. The emission reduction plan has to be there. The waste management action plan has to be there. The water management, the green building, whatever the buildings you have, what sort of certification do you have, and how much renewable energy, hazardous chemicals, resources vulnerability. I'm just taking very, very quickly because we have a very limited time. And ultimately, how are you looking at the digitalization? Inclusion and equality is also one of the indices. Workplace safety, how can you monitor the data, how you can make proactive decisions using that data. Corruption, human rights, sustainable development, supply chain. It is not only about your organization, but about your suppliers also. So you have to ensure that they are also following all of these guidances. That is very, very important part of the entire ESG framework. So now, how do you move towards that? So basically, first of all, you have to determine the capability. What is that we can do? What is that we can achieve in a defined time frame? And we have to define the goals also. We have to define the reporting standard also. Because if our goal is not clear, we cannot achieve what we want to achieve. And then you have to do the materiality assessment, which is a critical part of the application that we have. So materiality assessment means what is material to the organization when it comes to achieving net zero ambition. And you have to define your KPIs and KRIs according to those 17 indicators. And you have to define a roadmap, because everything cannot be achieved over 1 year. It is a long-term journey. And you have to define your 10-year, 20-year goals aligned to that. And then you have to define what sort of data need to be collected, from which sources, what method, and then how do you build your reporting and dashboard from the ESG perspective. So now, I'm just going to skip through that, but this is one of the part of that only. So now, these are the 17 indicators you have. So when you have this application, all of the initiatives that you are taking, they will contribute to one of these goals, and you have to measure the performance of those goals according to these 17 indicators. So the BRSR policy that government has recently introduced, which has 9 principles. So those 9 principles are contributing to these 17 indicators. So this is the mapping of principle, and in our application, we have all of these principles mapped to these 17 indicators. So when we have this Indian sustainability framework, it has 9 principles, and when we talk about the global sustainability framework, it has 17 indicators. So both of these has to merge. So you can get a score like this across all the subsidiary, across all the mines, what is the performance of different mines as per the ESG indicators. And this is one of the dashboard you can see. I mean, depending on the matrices we can set up. So these are some of the sample dashboards we have. So similarly like this, also you can see what is there, some of these dashboards. So you can see, I mean, how the environment is performing, how the power generation ROI is there, what is your wastewater performance, what is your water management performance. So all of those things we have in this so that you can monitor and take actions and move closer to the net zero targets. So that is what I had to show you. Thank you very much for this opportunity. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
अब मैं निवेदन करता हूं हमारे निदेशक कार्मिक श्री मनीष कुमार साहब से कि कृपया हमारे चेयरमैन और को चेयरमैन को मेमेंटो देकर फेलिसिटेट करें. प्लीज सर. It was a 2 hours 45 minutes long session. I request all of you to please put a big round of applause for our chairman, sir. First time in ICOMS, the exhibitor session was around 3 hours long. We heard around 12 number of exhibitors. Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. Within a minute, we are going to start the closing ceremony of ICOMS 2022. Till the time my team arranges this,